LinkedIn Live, Hour of Empower. If it's 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, we're here every day for you. I'm so honored today to have, just some wonderful co-hosts, people that are not only interesting, but have experiences and knowledge that can be shared and really benefited from. And that's really the key is, the mission or intent of the show is to justify your time, your thought, make you bigger, better, faster, whatever you want to do, and get you in the game. Taking action is so vital. Today's word is reflection. So we'll try to use that to kind of come back to something relevant. Chat's open. So you really determine the direction of the show. And we'd like to be as relevant as possible to whatever you're thinking or wanting an answer to or contributing to. So with that said, Andrea, why don't you say hello to the audience and a little bit of your thoughts on reflection.
Hi all, it's good to be here again. The week flies by and it's another Tuesday. Yes, reflection. And today I used, when I reshared, I used a Rumi quote, and it says, "The beauty you see in me is a reflection of yourself." And that is true. I mean, that is true. But I would also like to stress what you don't like about me is actually also a reflection of yourself. Don't underestimate that when you meet a person and you go like, oh, no, that is really, no, I really don't like that about this person, her, him, or whatever. You should look at yourself and think, is that something of my shadow side or my dark side, the side I don't like? And maybe you should then start thinking, I should really become aware of myself and put all the good points and the less good points on paper and find out what you can do about it. Yeah. With that said, I would like to give the word to Bas so that he can have his shining moment to introduce himself to us. And I'm really curious because I haven't followed you yet on LinkedIn. So,
thank you very much.
Welcome.
Thank you, Andrea. And Don, it's a pleasure and honor to be here and serve in this capacity. Hi, everybody. I'm Bas Porter. I'm the founder of 8888 Coaching, and that is all about reflecting on you and then building a foundation for not just for you yourself, but for your future. And today is reflection. And as of that, it's about really digging deep in yourselves, what's authentic, what's real about you, and how to on that to go even further in life and in business. It's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you very much, Don.
Well, great. Well, why don't you share a little what got you to where you are today? Just a good overview of, where you began, what happened, and then we can jump right into these great comments.
Sure. I joined the forces. I did 9 years in the British Army. I retired in 2004. After that, I spent years in homelessness, being a DJ, many walks of life, but I became a alcoholic and also a drug addict. So I've recovered. I am now sober well over 3 years completely. But I now help people not only just recover.
I think you're freezing up. So with that said, let me go to the audience and see who's here. I mean, very inspiring. Ashif is here. Thank you so much. Getting to be a regular. Here's a gentleman I haven't seen before. Thank you for coming. Here's Baz back. Hi, Baz. That looks a lot
Hi.
better.
Where did you last see me?
I saw you when you were just getting over drug addiction.
Okay.
3 years sober.
Yeah, 3 years sober, and then from that, I built a foundation of coaching that I called RAMS. RAMS is results, attitude, mastery, and systems. And I apply these to help other people turn around their life because I really know what it takes to do so because I've done it myself. I traveled the world on donations. I ended up living in Los Angeles. We've recently moved to Colorado. So my life's always been about service and changing other people's lives through my own experiences.
That's
Well,
a
that's
good
great.
one.
Yeah, I think that's something to really be proud of because people who haven't been where people are never really know what it is.
Mm.
And the people who have been somewhere and moved beyond it are even in a better position to deal with situations and other people's situations from firsthand experience. So, and I think that's what this community is how much better can we get by sharing relevant, valuable information to what people want to hear, not so much what we want to say. Doing this every day, I find that the more people talk about them, the less other people care about what they're talking about. On the other side, if you're just, I almost look at like a service line. If you have 200 people waiting to be served, you need to get them served before you start serving yourself or anything else. And that's, I think the beauty is if everybody here is recognized, everybody here has a voice, and everybody here has a positive tailwind behind them that they get. And it's every day, same time. That's a beautiful opportunity. So here's a gentleman I haven't seen from KSA. Christine is here. Boz is not coming through clearly. No,
Yeah, but it changed.
It was really good, Boz, because it was just a bad connection initially. So that's usually what one needs to do is just unconnect, reconnect. Here's a gentleman, A.K. Moss, that is challenging to figure out what we have tried to cover up since children before we can have a chance to discover who we are. Thank you for sharing.
But we're losing you a bit as well. The sound. The sound went down.
Okay. Well, it must be a connection. Ambambola missed not being here yesterday, slept off waiting for the time.
Oh.
Good evening. Andrea, Jatendra's here. Good evening. So nice to be greeted with everybody being more positive and thoughtful. Great to learn from our mistakes and from other mistakes, Dennis says, because we don't live long enough to make them all by ourselves. Here's Cindy. Good morning. AK. Thank you, Boz, for sharing. Looks like you must know AK. Hello from Bobby. Boz, what do you think about the initial response here?
Oh, this is all about service, and the welcome is amazing. It's one of the only live streams that I've seen that is so service-based from other people. And it's refreshing to actually see that's what attracted me to reach out to you in the first place, Don, because it is of service and it is about other people putting them first. And I love the analogy that you gave, waiting in line for food. It's true, but people are conditioned so much these days that they are self-serving first. The moment you switch it around is when you reflect yourself to the audience or to the people you're serving, and then your life truly changes.
Yes.
I think there needs to be more of that in the world.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree with it. And, you know, I think when people see you for what you do for them, not just what you do, too many people introduce themselves as here's what I do. And that's still with I in front of it. You know, it should be what can we do or what can I do for you? Because they're giving you the time, thought that was going to be placed somewhere else and reinvested it for the first time. And what kind of return are they going to get on that investment to make them maybe say more things, and using this as a center post to build from. Andrea, uh, you know,
Yeah.
reflection has so many different meanings. Uh,
Yes.
and, you know, I see how the audience reflects back to us as being even a brighter, larger reflection. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, you can see the audience grow, and Ashif is here from my family. I want him. I want him to write down the questions. Ashif, I have 3 questions for the audience, and please, can you put them in the chat box? One is name 3 positive qualities of yourself. The other one is if you had 26 hours in a day, what would you do with the extra 2? And then we have, what do you think about most? Do you think you can do that, Ashif? Can you do that for me? Because I was looking, how do I share my screen? But I found the button now, but I haven't done any. So I'm need some help here. But that's a reflection. But anyway, I was saying already that. What we see in someone else is actually the reflection of us. But there's also another thing, and that's when we have a look in the mirror, what do you really see? Yes, yes. Name 3 positive qualities. Well done. So then. This morning, because I've been sick, as everybody knows, and I wasn't allowed to do exercise. So this morning, I looked in the mirror and I looked at myself, and I was reflecting on what I saw, as simple as that. And I thought, it's time to pick up your exercises again. Yeah, this is just a simple one. But what happens to people who are mentally ill? Let us look at the young woman who's destroying her body by not eating. When she looks in the mirror, she doesn't see the skinny figure, just flesh over bone. What she sees is a fat woman. And this is how we can teach our mind to see something which is really there. Yes, would you agree, Buzz?
I would, yes. It's interesting because we see what we want to see within ourselves, and some other things we don't want to face, we push down and bury. And I love the topic for today, which is the reflection side of things, purely because every day we try and do things for ourselves to better ourselves. But once, even 5 minutes a day, why not look within yourself and reflect on who you truly are? Ask yourself honest questions. They may be hurtful, they may be uncomfortable, but growth doesn't happen unless you're uncomfortable. That's why they call it growth.
Yes.
And the positive things you come up with are important, and that's what you should end with. Do the worst bits first and then end on a positive. Remember to praise yourself. Remember to give celebration to who you truly are every single day. And it's overlooked. So reflection is very important. It could be a part of your morning ritual.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I agree.
go ahead, Andrea.
Can I say something?
Sure, please.
Because Bas said it's not it's not an easy task. Yes, and growth is never an easy task. And I would like to remind you of something. Strong trees are growing in the wind, and they are not getting strong by the soil they are in. Yes, keep remember it. The strong the wind, the more wind, the stronger they get. This is how it is.
Well, and I think that's so true, and people should accept that as truth, right? That adversity will continue to show up when it shows up, and you'll continue to have to respond to it somehow. And I think what's so important, especially about this community, is doing it by yourself gets real difficult because you only have so many hands, you only have so much time, you're already pretty much preoccupied and then extra. But by having something you can share, spread, and not feel that you have to be 100% on guard, resilient in the fight, changes your attitude, right? And then that changes your thoughts, which then changes your action. So it all starts at the top, is what is your attitude towards anything? And you know what? Whatever happens to you has happened to somebody before you, and it never seemed to bother you until it happened to you. So it's not like it was unusual, it just whatever. And the point is by sharing, you lose that doubt, fear of ignorance or of the unknown. The best way to deal with the unknown is to know and find out people who have been there and can help you from that standpoint. And I think this group encourages that, because how much is that worth? How many times would you have liked to be able to plug in every day and have 40 people love, and trust there who want to listen to you and want to help you? And that alone helps you, because the key to reflection is it reflecting hope? Is it empowering? And reflection goes two ways, from you to somewhere, but from somewhere reflects to you, right? And how are you receiving? How much are you receiving? And how much are you projecting? And then how do you build that? Because if you're building on goodness and on service, you don't have to think, you just have to do more. And the other good thing is the key to cost and time efficiency is how many people can you serve in the shortest amount of time, have the most fun, and see as many takeaways. And this platform provides it, and that's why it's attracting. And my question is, if there's 900 million people on LinkedIn, how many people know a show like this exists every day? And if they did, how many would want to watch? And I think that's the opportunity, is we're building a model that can be peer-to-peer reprojected with different styles, different personalities. And, all of a sudden we may be standing on the opportunity we're looking for outside of this. And we've got the group to work with, 40, 50 people locking arms every day with knowledge here is going to be in a super competitive nation, and the people are one-trick ponies. So with that said, Bob, a lot of new dynamics, huh?
Yeah, just a bit. The reflection and doing things, not just within your business, but in this sort of community, but you're supported as well. And that is very much overlooked. You made a valuable point there, Dom, about fun. People forget to have fun in the daytime.
Yeah.
And their passion and why they do it. Enjoy what you do. Share that message. You're unique. Someone once said, I can't remember who the quote came from, you're perfectly imperfect. Thrive knowing that. And the fun comes out of everything when you look at life or situations seriously all the time. Don't take life too seriously. Take it as a piece of salt. Take it in fun. Take it as a passion, and live each day like you've got some purpose behind it. Not, oh my God, this is happening to me. How about changing that around is happening for me. And spreading the message, even a simple share or a comment on a live like this, sharing this message, you don't know that will change someone's life. Someone may come across this that is so down and needed this message. By you sharing this, you're changing it, paying it forward to somebody else. You don't know the size of the ripple effect that you're causing. So fun is an important thing to have. Don't forget who you are because you get bogged down with perceived problems in your life. Enjoy the moment.
That's so insightful and empowering in itself. And I think, when you go to order a sandwich, you're very specific, right? Lettuce, tomato, whatever you put on it. When you order your day out, why wouldn't you put fun in it wherever you could? Why wouldn't you put some extra dressing? And you have that choice of how you schedule your time. And usually it's because people don't think they deserve it, or they think they don't do enough before they can do something for themselves. I look at it, do something for yourself first and get it out of the way. Create fun when you start, not look for fun right before you finish. And the other aspect is living vicariously through others. It's not just altruistic to turn people's lives around or help themselves turn their lives around, but it's enjoyable where you just gave a little and moved a lot. And that makes you want to say, I got a little bit more if it'll move a lot. If someone says, can you give me a nickel and I could buy my house? It's like, I'll give you every nickel I got for as many houses as we can get for people. And I think that's where people have to look at it, pay themselves first with the joy they bring themselves first, and then the joy they bring somebody else second. And eventually they'll be recognized for a joyful, giving person. And some other joyful, giving person will say, hey, I want to do something with you. I want to do something for you. I want to sustain this. There's selfishness in unselfishness. So, Andrea, well, let's run through the people real quick because I'm so caught up into this. Here's a chief says, the last one's away, please reoffer. I know Andrea had those 3 important questions. This individual, I'll go through them one more time. Let me see. Well, what is the word today? It's reflection, so answers that. Name 3 positive qualities you have. Second one, if you had 26 hours in a day, what would you do with the extra 2? Petra's here. Leslie's here. Here's a LinkedIn. Try Roxanne. Empathy, active listener, critical thinker is her qualities or his qualities. Thank you so much.
Good ones.
Yeah, very good ones. And Ashif says the last one's away. Okay, nice questions to reflect on, Andrea. Compliment. We just repeated the questions. Harvey says, if we are all reflectors of good, we shine to everyone and they will see it. We will see the reflection of others. Being proactive, starting the process is key. If you're sitting with a green button that says on, and everybody's waiting for the transmission to take place, the first thing you should do is hit the button and watch all the fun happen. The fruits and leaves keep dropping, Tappa says. Leslie. Harvey Tuck, hello, great point about reflections. As Chief says, the comeback is always stronger than the setback.
Yeah.
Well, and what happens? You surprise yourself because you pinch yourself looking back at where you were and can't imagine you are where you are today. And that can tell you that wherever you think you're going may be short of where you could be going if you let the going take you. People who you're supporting teach you. We've taught adversity as negative when in reality, why diversity is so important, because we are all better together. It always works that way. I mean, company, it makes a huge difference in darkest times, just having someone next to you, right, who you can say something to and they can say something back, makes you more part of humanity, you know, and I think that's important. We've got Lillian. Hello, I'm in a different area. There is truth, Harvey says, in reflection. In a painting, a reflection is an untethered version of something we see. It's how we feel. Leslie is, yes, excellent point. Growth comes from struggles. Petra, always remember, don't invite negativity, chaos, stress, and more. Yeah, you have a choice, you know. Leslie says perfectly. Imperfect is one of my top favorite phrases. See, there's already a connection. And, you know, it's so words and thoughts make people think of those words and thoughts, refresh them, and move something out of the way that might have been aloof, that wasn't serving people. So it's almost a reroute. True doubt, these events are creating synergies to serve the masses. You know, and that's what we're on these networks for, is to share relevant and important information. What's good for you is good for people like you. I agree, your strength comes from your roots, individual to yourself. No one is attached to your roots hidden, but to the branches you offer above. Those who connect offer color and understanding. That is very, very, very strong. Thank you, JK, for contributing that. What's your sandwich? Hello, thank you for the great subject. We are not all specific. I often wonder which sandwich did I order. Petra says, into your life, if you have the strength to fight negativity, you have the strength to be happy and healthy. You know, it's all redirection of thought, redirection of action, redirection of relationships. It's just swapping out. It's like if you had some dead batteries, you know, the first thing you do is swap them out before they rust out. Extra 2 hours would be time spent in nature. You know,
coming with you.
maybe that should be the first 2 hours. Be given heart and soul, not a taker. Charles is here from Hong Kong. Charles, a wonderful gentleman. It's 11 o'clock out there. Thank you, Charles. If you want to be on the show this weekend, let me know, Charles. My father was 6'2". He had to teach me the hard way. God gave you 2 ears, one in and one out. Gentleman says, but now in prayer time in Saudi Arabia, I see. Charles, so glad you're here, my friend. And he truly is a friend. We kind of caught up with the audience. It's been really cool how they've been welcoming. You know, and it looks like this community opportunity is huge. And I know you've done speaking and try to get your message out. So how does this relate?
Was that me? I didn't get it.
No, I think it was Baz.
Baz, okay, good.
Hi. Yeah, I've been privileged to be on some really big stages in the world. I did the Excel in London just over a year ago, 35,000 people. And it you know, messages work. They have a platform, but you don't. It's not all about the speaker. It's about the audience. People go up on stage to inspire. Now, inspire means to be in your spirit. Inspiration is to be within yourself. When you're truly yourself and you're truly of service for other people, it doesn't matter about the speaker. It only matters about the audience and the way they're reacting to it, the way that they feel the message. The speaker doesn't matter. They're just an instrument, a tool, a conduit, if you like, of message to pass on to other people. And the tool that you have, and the most effective tool that you have, is your voice, your emotions, and how you communicate with others with that voice. People say, don't suffer in silence. I say, don't be silent, speak up, because your voice is here to be heard, and you are worthy to be heard, and you are of you are of grace here. So if you've got something to say, ask the question, speak what is truly within you. And people like Charles and others, I've known Charles for a while. These platforms are provided for you to speak up as a tool, as that middle ground for safety, for non-judgment. So if you have something to say, speak it. It's not about the speaker. It's about receiving the message that is truly yours and doing what you want with it for your growth.
I think that's so great, and I'll turn it right over to Andrea, because you get it really quick, Boz, what we're about and how to integrate into it comfortably for everybody, where some people come in here with their guns blazing, with their story, with their book, with their whatever they're doing, and no one cares. I mean, as much. And what it also shows is people who do that are transactional. What are you going to do? Sell 2 books? Was that worth your time in front of people versus, hey, what can I contribute here to make people want me to come back? But more importantly, if you're going to build long term, you're going to build on trust. The only way to get trust is to earn it. You can't ask for it, you can't take it, you can't charge for it. And trust is the hardest thing to build, and it takes a long time, the easiest thing to lose.
Yeah.
Because everybody remembers what it was based on. And if everybody's still supporting it, Andrea, this gets pretty deep at times, huh?
It does. But you see, people resonate with us, and that's why our storytelling is so important. We share our hard times, we share our good times, and we share them because it's not about us. I have been asked before, why are you writing about yourself? It's not that I want to share my story so that I get a good picture on LinkedIn. No, it's about spreading the word that, hey, I have been with a narcissist for 20 years, but look at me now. I survived, and you can do it too. You can thrive from your experience. Don't, and this is what Bas said, life doesn't happen to you, it's there for you. Accept that you are going through times, the hard times and good times, and trust that they're in balance, like yin and yang. And there we come back to being grateful again, and it turns up every time again. If you look at if you are in a bad time, and when you're 6 months ahead, you look back and you say, this is why I had to go through this, and then you feel thankful. Yeah, but why not start the moment you are in that bad time saying, thank you for teaching me another lesson, whatever that lesson will be, because you don't know yet, but you can be open for the lesson. And if you actually accept that the lesson is there for you, and if you can then show gratitude that the lesson is there, it makes it a lot easier than looking at it. Why do I have COVID? Why did I have to go through this? Why couldn't I breathe? Why was it me that I couldn't breathe? Why can everybody else breathe? Why was it me that I had to go to a scan? Why was it me? No. Just say, okay, I have COVID, I can't breathe. There will be a reason for it. And when I had to go through the scan several times, I said to myself, at least they take the time to find out what is causing why I couldn't breathe, because it was not simply COVID. There was something there. Yeah. And this is how, with every hard time, when we sit down and look at it and think, wonder what this is going to teach me. Thank you for this lesson. It makes it much, much easier. What do you think, Bas?
The lessons we have are here to really embrace and serve us. So I love your concept of when you went through COVID, or the experience of COVID. But also, what did you learn from it? And that is a question we can ask ourselves. What did I learn from this experience? How can I empower somebody else? Not, this is happening, as I said earlier, to me, it's happening for me.
Yeah.
And with that, what did you really learn about that experience, Andrea? How did you benefit from it?
I learned that smoking is not a good thing to do. Yeah. So that was my lesson.
Okay.
And I said to my family, I had to have it. Because they had been asking me several times, can you not stop? And I was like, no, I can't stop. I don't want to stop. And now, yeah, I had to stop. I couldn't breathe. Yeah, I couldn't breathe. So, are you still smoking? I said, what are you asking me? I can't breathe.
For those people who have never stopped smoking, I know how hard it is. I was smoking from the age of 14 up until about 3 years ago. And let me tell you, nicotine is something very difficult to stop. It's not just the stopping, it's the habit that you're giving up. But you need to replace it with another habit. So reflecting back on that, having that awareness of replacing a bad habit with a good habit, what can you do about it? It's not about the addiction, it's about the other side of the addiction. And instead of the addiction being an oppressive thing, you can use it to be an empowering thing to teach that lesson, which is what I like about you, Andrea, because it's what you're doing now, is teaching another lesson to somebody else who may be going through something similar.
Well,
yeah, I had a moment that people around me were smoking, and I couldn't stand the smell. So what did I do? I lit a cigarette, and there I was again in the same rat race of thinking, oh, I need a cigarette, but it's not. You don't need it. It's just something you fixed into your mind, as because it's easier to actually sit down and do some breath work. That's simple. It's that simple. Yeah, it's really that simple.
well, what's simple is not always easy. And,
Oh,
and knowing
okay.
what to do, and most people do and what they should do. And I think that's another reason why you need a bridge between where you are and to get to where you need to be. And that's where community comes in, is, sometimes, they say if you're in a hole, first thing you do is stop digging, right? And the second thing is, if you can't climb out, hope someone will help you out. But that's a big hope. So if you're in a hole, you should start communicating your help, right? You should be sharing, here's where I am. I don't know how much more I can do than what I'm doing, or I can't hold on. Does anybody have some advice? Most people just need someone to say, you're okay, it's going to be okay, and I'll help you get over it if possible, right? And once you get that, I was in turnarounds and restructurings of companies, and there were a lot of people that gave up not because they weren't capable, but they had to face all of the people and situations that kept telling them, you're not good enough, it's not going to work out, and eventually they succumb to it. If you have that other fan club who's always on your side, just because you're given an issue, not because they're judging you or the issue, and everything that's communicated is words, right? And the words by themselves, even reflection, really don't apply until one questions or answers the intention of it, right? What is a word? Well, it's how it's used. What context is it? Who is it used to? When? And the key is what we're hoping and seeing from this exercise of having a word is it spreads to all the other words that maybe you had a closed definition or a limited belief in something, or just ignorance, where all of a sudden it's like maybe you pause and say, well, this word could mean something different. What I just heard may be different than the thing, And I think that doesn't stall your progress going forward. So, Boz, what's your thoughts continuing on from me and Andrea?
Well, I love what you say about the business side of things, because people think that personal development is all about themselves.
Mhm.
Ask yourself this: where do you spend most of your time? Most of your time will be spent with your work, with your work
Yes.
colleagues. And what COVID and the pandemic taught us, other than the claustrophobic side of things, is we didn't know who our families were. We got so detached from our families, ourselves, because most of the time we spend within our work environments. And the opportunities within COVID, and if you took them, fantastic. But the divorce rates went up 46% here in the US,
Yes.
which is incredible. You know, really understand and look deep within yourselves. Do I know me? What are my qualities? What can I bring to the table for my family? The work ethics, the companies, the functionality of the day-to-day things will always happen. What are you doing to improve yourself? But more importantly, how can you serve and bring that to other people as a message of hope, deliverance, love, compassion, empathy, go on forever? But really, service to others will transform your life. I wasn't always like this. I was a
Mhm.
complete asshole in my younger days. You know, I had severe PTSD. I was an alcoholic. I was a drug addict. I was a nightmare. I was emotionally abusive. But I've used them qualities, and I view them as qualities now because I have the experience of being that. So I know the difference between what not to do and what to do.
Mm.
And it's accepting all parts of who you are. The reflection from that will set you free. No
It's
one's
freedom for sure.
You're perfectly imperfect, and let that drive you. It's not about this conversation. It's about the conversation you will have 2 hours from now with somebody else, or the message you'll share from this conversation. That's the impact, not right now. And there needs to be more shows like this. If I had my way, I would do this 3 times a day. And that way it gives you a broader perspective, different, etc., and expand it. You don't spend your time with your family, you spend it in your business. You're an extension of that, and you're an extension of love and compassion and empathy and understanding from your own perspective and your own experiences. That message needs to be shared every single day, not just on a Tuesday or on a Saturday because you're turning up for this chat. It needs to be a part of your life. Change your message and change the dialogue within yourself to reflect what you truly are, which is love, unconditional love.
Yes.
Money doesn't buy happiness. Fame and fortune doesn't buy happiness. Love, happiness, and gratitude are already within you, and they're accessible today, right now.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And here to your address that, and I'm so thankful for what you just said, Boz, is we've already seen 4, 5, 6 shows being launched from the people who only were an audience and then became a co-host. And that's the key. And now we're putting together expanded opportunities for select events. We're putting together 5, 6 people for a specific situation and make this a network, not just a show. So in other words, be an onboarder, bring people in, show them how to do it, and let them fly. And they always come back because now they bring more knowledge from what they're doing. So everything that helps each other helps the overall community. As everybody in the community gets smarter, we all get smarter, because if you get 40 people telling you one little thing they did yesterday that was interesting, different, or redirected your thoughts, times that every day, it's like going to the gym every day. Take an area and work it a little bit more. every day and see where you are in 30 days and 60 days. And that should be the test, is ask yourself, where would you love to be in 60 days, 30 days, 90 days? And what do you need that you don't have, right? Look around to see who has it. This is like a marketplace, like we talk about that stone soup. Everybody brings something, change it for, and bring relationships. So, Andrea, your turn.
Well, I've said it many times and I'm saying it again. It's a lifestyle. When you have transformed and when you have found the love for yourself, life is easier. Everything falls into place. And the nicest part is you realize, guys, you are the person who came on this earth. This is why, how you came here. Yeah. And it's just because we have been programmed by society and listened that things changed and that we were unhappy, that we were abusing ourselves by having alcohol problems. I was there too, Buzz. Yeah, I understand that completely. And when we have when we have found this love for ourselves, you see how destroying we were to ourselves. Why would a people pleaser like I was choose to please someone else to make them happy and make myself unhappy? Do you understand that? I have no clue anymore. Yes, but this is how it was, and it is a lifestyle. It's getting up in the morning and saying thank you for waking up. That's the start. And think about your, write down what you are grateful for and keep a happy moment list. The happy moment list is the nicest thing you can do because there are little happy moments. I was, I'm crazy about birds and stuff. So I was out there and I came back and I said, oh, I wish I had my camera. I would like to share it online. There was parent bird and the little bird that came out like 2 weeks ago. They were sitting in this bush and mother, father, they were getting the food ready and it was so loud till finally it got a piece of peanut and then it went off and they were quiet. But just watching them, those two, sitting on two different branches and going, da, 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 the noise and the caring. And I said to Granny, I came in and I said, oh, I wish I could. And you know what she said? But not everybody will have the same empathy as you. That is true, because this is something we learn by respecting ourselves first and caring for ourselves first, having empathy for yourself, for your own life, and then you can give it all away. There's always enough in that bucket of self-love. I can give so much away and I still feel happy because I work on it every day, and they have become simple steps by just going out there and enjoying nature, and that for me is like a meditation because my mind is silent. I am in the silence with myself, and this is where I get energy out to go into the day and educate and about loving yourself first. And this is what Bas is also saying, and I agree, we should do it 3 times a day because we only reach people when they are ready for it. And of course I could say, oh, I wish I could teach and I bring everybody on my side. But that is my ego mind. My heart is gonna say, let's talk about love. Let's bring and love into the world and spread it. And that's they will, when they ready, they will pick it up. They will pick it up. And if I reach one person, maybe in a week, that is fine. Because I have the trust within that I will reach someone.
Well, and like you say, if all you do is all you do for yourself, you've done something that someone wasn't going to do for you, and that you only can be the one who does it. And I think part of our discussion and reflection usually means there's some energy or light going with it, right? Something had to move that thought or picture or whatever. The key, I believe, is the awareness of where you are and what you're doing, right? If you're eating breakfast, that's an event. Would that be a win when you're finished with it, right? If you prepare yourself a delicious breakfast and you enjoyed it, wouldn't you say, hey, this is a winning moment, right? When you took a walk for a mile or two and you felt refreshed, wouldn't you say, check this off, another win? If you go to restaurants and they show you who checked the restrooms, how often, and the initials, why not have a day where you say, I'm keeping up with this, I'm maintaining myself, and I'm giving myself a 5-diamond report at the end of the month. I used to always say to myself, work as if you're getting paid $1 million and you'll get $1 million one day. Wait for someone to pay you to do something and you'll never get anything. So the thing is be as best you can. The value will be determined over time. There's a saying, time will either expose you or promote you. Have the patience, have the awareness, have the confidence, because to me, whatever you're successful always comes down to your attitude. Wherever you've been doesn't define where you're going, doesn't define who you are. And I'm so thankful for every little bit of my life because it got to me where I am the happiest right now. And don't you want to arrive where you always hope to go versus always wish and never get benefited? Boz, we've got a few more minutes. This is almost your first time. What's your thoughts towards the exchange?
This has been incredible. And it's always an honor to be a part of anything like this. Somebody once said to me, you become who you most surround yourself with. The 5 most people you spend around with, you become that person. And the moment you accept that you are in control of your thoughts, you have a choice every single day. And when you get up in the morning, if you acknowledge, either silently or out loud, doesn't matter, billions of things have to happen for you to wake up. Billions. Isn't that a blessing? And isn't that something to celebrate? Just that waking up. Start celebrating who you are. Start changing the world within. And you'll find very quickly your outside world will change dramatically so fast. It's not something that is outside of your reach. Celebrating who you are and the accomplishment of even getting up in the morning and being thankful and grateful for that. Joe Dispenza speaks about gratitude being a magnet for things and love being the attractor. The emotions within yourself create that magnetic field. There's a scientific study on its heart math. There's so much beyond that, quantum physics. The rest of that's another conversation. I won't go down that road today. But the whole atmosphere of you waking up and saying, I'm grateful to be here today. I'm grateful to be alive. That is a start of a platform that's really contagious. And that needs to go viral through your message. Stop being suppressed by other people's views and thoughts. Because most of them out there are somebody else's thought. They're not actually yours. Reflect within yourself and go, is this my thought? Is this what I truly think about myself? If the answer is no, change it. The power is within you to do that, and you can start today.
That's great. You know, and I think that's the focus, is having focus on reflection, what you're given, what you're receiving, what you continue to want to reflect tomorrow. You know, if everything is a work in progress, there's nothing but hope in front of you, knowing that you can improve, especially with others. Andrea, what's your almost final thoughts?
I've got it. I found a soulmate. I'm just listening to Buzz and I think, yay! I found a soulmate. Yeah, that is my feeling. So I just listen and I start feeling the warmth within, because there is someone who's talking my language, and this is about surrounding yourselves with the right people. And when you have found this once, it's like it's like when you are a baby. We were there once before. When you are a baby and you do your first steps and you fall, you get up again and you walk again, because you don't want to fail. You don't want You want to succeed. You want to at a point walk, and it's just because it's not because anybody said, hey, you need to start walking. No, it's something within you. And when you have found this within you, when you have realized this, it's finally over. The self-sabotage is finally over. I can appreciate and love myself the way I am, with all the BS I've done. Yeah, okay, that's it. It's part of me. And I'm saying, yeah, sorry. Saying to my inner child, I'm so sorry I did this to you. Yeah. And when you have come this way, and when you are there, you don't want to go back. You don't want to go back to this BS. It's like another step. Grow and grow and grow. And how was this again? It's reflecting on ourselves. There's one thing I want to give everybody here, and I don't know. I wanted to share this here, but I didn't know how to do it. But okay, that comes another time. But everybody here has most likely seen the cat looking in the mirror, and there's this huge lion, this huge lion there. Look in the mirror and have positive thoughts about yourself. Start your day with that. And this is what Mel Robbins always says: high five yourself, because you are allowed to celebrate yourself for every step you have come so far. Yeah. And live every day. Live every day.
Well, the alternative is, why not? Why have something, not use it, that could make you and a lot of
Yeah.
people happy? Like I say, if all you had to do is press a button and it started a chain reaction. Because, you know, to Boz's earlier point, this show is just about me throwing the ball in. Wherever the players take it, that's the game. And I become much less important than launching the thing. And by doing that, I can now get in the audience. I can get on the field. Everybody should.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
something mysterious. You know, too many people have locked themselves into cages that they forgot they had the key for. You know, and the day they decide is, you know, I even say that what Boz has said. If I was looking for something, needed something by a specific time, and I knew I needed it, I would flip the live switch here, get on at 8 in the morning, take a break for lunch, come back at 1, and keep talking about my situation. Not needy, not a job, just saying, here's who I am, here's what I'm going through. You do that for a week that no one's paying you anyways for, a week that you don't have anything planned. And even if you did 3 hours a day, maybe 8's a stretch, eventually you would get noticed, and someone would say, why are you doing this? Or, hey, I saw you. I mean, the thing is you got to get your hands up in the air when you need someone's attention. And it's right here. And it's not only just from here to there, it's like become a co-host on the show and do it for the benefit of the audience you are in. not the benefit of the ego that says, now I'm a host, now I'm a, I've got a title or a situation, and it's in front of you. I've been through so much, because if you're a player at a high level, you're always going to wonder what's over that edge over there. And eventually you're going to fall off, because you're going to keep, they say if you're not living on the edge, you're taking up too much room. So the point is be whatever you want it to be, and make this the day. Take the little step, reach out to somebody. With that said, we've got a few more comments. We had great interaction today. I'm so happy for everybody. Reflection allows understanding of mindfulness. Being mindful is a life changer for one and all. Well, here's the other thing. People are so focused on the past. It's over. It's done. You survived it. Get on. It's not going to change. You're not going to resolve anything. They say, don't look back unless you want to go back. Look forward with what you learned from where you've been, And if looking back is taking valuable things forward, that's worthy. But if you're bringing a legacy that was always a challenge, you're going to taint everything else you bring. So this will be final thoughts. Boz, now that it's over, what'd you think of? Well, I know I've had time, but anyways, what's your thoughts at this point?
I don't think anything's ever over. It's just the start of something great today. And if you ever want to change your life, it starts with you. It starts with you making a decision. That decision may be today, maybe in 3 years' time, maybe 10 years' time. But at some point, decide for you. Decide for yourself. If you're going to give up smoking, it's got to be for you. If you're going to do something, do it for you and make an impression. You are the legacy. You are our legacy, and you're going forward with your message. Listen to who you truly are, and don't ever, ever back down from what you are.
I think that's terrific. Andrea?
Yeah, I can only agree. Never let anybody else tell you how you should live your life again. Live it the way you want it, and live it every day. Every moment, every minute, every second.
Thank you.
Well,
enjoy life.
Well,
life is beautiful.
Yeah, and they say live life every day like it's going to be your last, because one day it will be. Say goodbye to people like you'll never see them again, and be so happy when you do. You create the judgment of what makes you good, what makes you bad, what makes you feel ashamed or embarrassed. And at a certain point, do you have time for those extras? Right? Again, if you ordered your sandwich, would you put something in that you're not very excited about tasting? And if you're going to savor life, you've got to season it. You've got to really work on the menu. And then you've got to sit down with the most joy you can to enjoy it. Because, that's when I became a minimalist a few years ago, is I just discovered the more stuff I got, the more stuff got me. And I don't want to have to run through stuff, sort through stuff to get to where I'm going. And I'm not, if you're into people, if you're into thought, if you're into visions of something that could be globally life-changing, because I do believe the only answer is peer-to-peer, because everybody has someone next to them they can help. And it can happen immediately. And to Boz's earlier point, how many are reaching out every day to? When you have an empty time in your calendar, fill it with fun, fill it with a person, fill it with somebody you wish you would have called yesterday, but we'll put off till tomorrow. And that's where I think these wonderful stories of reflection will be, is when someone reflected their thoughts on you and you embraced them. What was the action that motivated you to take, and what was the result? Because people want to see winners. right? And we can all win a little bit more, a little bit better, because ultimately, if all you did was learn, that's winning. I consider life learning or earning. You know, there is no losing. The only losers are the ones who quit, and then you just got to add the score up. It's just the way it is. But you could be behind. And like Bob says, it might take you 10 years to get there. But look at how excited you'd be when you arrive. Visualize that. Visualize the award ceremony. And be a winner every day along the way, knowing you're getting there. So with that said, rest up, 23 hours, come back. We'll have tomorrow, just to share with you, we've got Rita. On Thursday, we've got Kelly, so don't miss it. And so happy and honored to have Boz with us and Andrea, and I'm sure you'll see Boz again. I think he did just over the top, and Andrea is always a co-pilot for anybody new coming in, because she really makes everybody feel welcome and valued. So with that, goodbye, everybody. Talk to you in about a day.